Good morning, F.Y.B.Sc. student. Today we are going to concentrate on the botany paper first, semester first, BO 111, choice based credit system. And from the first credit, the chapter is the algae. We already discussed about the introduction of the algae and general characters of the algae in the last lecture. That is, algae is the non-flowering, that is, it belongs to the cryptogams, and there are the absence of the root, stem and leaves. Flowers are absent. Nutritionally they are autotrophic, they are aquatic, found in the fresh water as well as the marine water. And one more thing, that is, vascular bundles are not well developed. They are microscopic as well as the macroscopic, and due to the presence of the chlorophyll pigment, they can produce their own food material. They never depends on the other for their food material, and they forms the association with the fungi to forms the lichen. In last lecture we already discussed about these things. In today's lecture we are going to concentrate on the point, that is the classification of algae. Pay attention here. That is, algae are classified in 1978 by the Bold and Wine, and Bold and Wine classify the algae into 9 divisions, and which type of the characters are in these 9 divisions are as follows. That is, the classification of algae is like this one. That is, these are the 9 divisions. These are the algal group or group of the plants, which is algae. That is aquatic, then chlorophyllous, one more thing, non-flowering, then they are nutritionally autotrophic. These all characters are found there. And these algae divides into these 9 divisions are there. That is, the one is the Cyanochloronta. So Cyanochloronta means the blue-green algae. The second one is the Chlorophycophyta, that is the green algae. Then Charophyta, that is stoneworts. Then Euglenophyscophyta, which is the next division. Then Phaeophycophyta, that is brown algae. Then Chrysophycophyta, that is yellow-green algae. Then Pyrrohophycophyta, that is Dinoflagellates. Then Rhodophycophyta, that is next division, 8th division is the Rhodophycophyta, that is red algae. Name itself indicates that the Rhodophycophyta. Then Cryptophycophyta, which is nothing but the Cryptomonads. Cryptomonads are nothing but the group of the plants in which the cryptogamic are included. So these are the 9 divisions of algae are given by these two scientists, that is Wine and Bold. So one by one we are going to concentrate on the classification of algae according to the Wine and Bold. So first division is the Cyanochloronta, that is name itself indicates the cyano means what? The BGA, blue-green algae. So it divides into the 3 divisions, and these 3 divisions there are the 3 orders are there. So what are the character of these Cyanochloronta? That is, the first character is that the dominant color pigment is the chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, and phycocyanin and C phycoerythrin. So these are the color pigment which are found in case of this one. Then reserve food material in the algae in this group, that is the blue-green algae. The reserve food material is in the form of the starch. So reserve food material is in the form of starch. Sexual reproduction is absent in case of this blue-green algae. And the asexual reproduction takes place by the fragmentation or by the archaeanates. These are the examples of this one. and these are the characters which are found in case of this one. And example, one example of this one is the eukaryotic algae, that is the nostoc and anamina. One of them is the nostoc. When we observe this one, that is this nostoc having the presence of heterocyst, and this algae is somewhat looks like as a beaded chain. When we observe the structure, this is the image of this nostoc. So it looks like as a beaded chain algae, that is beads like structure or beaded chain like structure is found there. So this is the example of this one is the nostoc. So second division is the Chlorophycophyta, that is known as the green algae, in which the Spirogyra and others are included, which having the or chlorella, which having the green color pigments are there. So these are the examples of this one. So what are the characters of these? The dominant pigments are chlorophyll A and B. This one is the first character of this algae, that is the dominant color pigment that is inside this plant. The color pigment is chlorophyll A and B. And reserve food material, no doubt it is the starch. So starch is the reserve food material in the cell. And then motile reproductive cells are quadriflagellated, means the sex organ which having the flagella, which are 4 in number. That is 4 are equal in size, 2 are whiplash type and 2 are tinsel type. So example of this green algae, that is Chlorophycophyta, is the Spirogyra. This is the spiral shaped body, that is the ribbon shaped chloroplast is there. Then single nucleus is present in each cell, and which gets suspended by the cytoplasmic strand having the well developed cell wall, and single nucleus is there which is suspended by the cytoplasmic strand, and on this ribbon shaped chloroplast there are the presence of the number of pyronoid bodies. So these are the actual characters of this one. Then Charophycophyta, which are known as the stoneworts. It have the characters like commonly they are known as the stoneworts. And thallus is characterized by distinct nodes and internodes are present, and sex organs are present in the form of verse, which is known as these sex organs are present at the nodal region. So they are found in the form of verse and they are found at the nodal region. So thallus is characterized by distinct node and internodes, and sex organs are present in the form of verse at the nodal region. An example of this one is this macroscopic chara, that is a macroscopic algae that is known as chara, and it having the presence of this one is the internodal region. These are the nodal region, and on the nodal region there are the presence of the such type of the sex organs are present. These sex organs are located on the such type of the nodal region. Nucleoli and the globules, which are known as the sex organs, those are located here. Then fourth division is there, that is the Euglenophyscophyta, that is which is the animal and which have the capacity to produce the food material. So Euglenoids are there, that is Euglena is a well known example of this one. It having the unique example of this algae in which the number of, that is it have the capacity to produce the food material. It having the characters like the dominant pigments are chlorophyll and beta carotene. So beta carotene is the reserve food, that is the dominant color pigments are there. Reserve food material is in the form of the fats, as they are the animals, so reserve food material is in the form of fats. Motile reproductive cells are triflagellated, means 3 flagella are there. Then flagella are absent, flagella are present at anterior side, and example of this one is the Euglena. When you observe this one, it having the such type of the animal, and it have the presence of the chlorophyll pigment. So this is the character of this Euglena or the Euglenophyscophyta. Then fifth division is the Phaeophycophyta, that is known as, the name itself indicates that Pheo means the brown algae, and this brown algae divides into the 13 orders. What are the characters of this brown algae? That is, dominant pigment is picoxanthin. The dominant color pigment is the picoxanthin, and reserve food material is in the form of mannitol. Mannitol is the reserve food material, and cell wall is the cellulosic with alginic acid. Means alginic acid is found in case of this one, and reproductive cells are pyriform, which forms with the two laterally inserted flagella. Sexual reproduction is the isogamous, that is, sex organs are morphologically same, or sex organs are morphologically different, that is anisogamous. Or oogamous, here the female sex organ is the comparatively they are large in size, known as the oogamous. An example of this one is the macroscopic aquatic algae, which is found in the sea. It is known as Dictyota. That is a macroscopic algae is there, which is known as the Dictyota. So these are the different characters of the brown algae. Then sixth division is the Chrysophycophyta, that is golden and yellow green algae. It is divided into the 14 orders, and it having the characters like the dominant pigments are carotene and xanthophyll. These are the dominant color pigments are there. That is which is found in case of the Chrysophycophyta, and the reserve food material is in the form of the oil. Then next character is that cell wall is usually composed of two overlapping silicified walls. Then sexual reproduction is isogamous, anisogamous, or oogamous, just like I told you. And well known example of this one is diatoms. It is the diatoms, and which is known as the Pinularia. Pinularia is the example of this one. Seventh division is the Pyrrohophycophyta. It having the characters like dominant color pigments are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, and carotene and xanthophyll. No doubt, reserve food material is in the form of starch. Then cell wall is cellulosic, and sexual reproduction is not found in case of this one, so it is absent. And example of this one is the Exuvella. This is the Exuvella. So that is the example of this one is the Exuvella. It is a red algae, which is known as the Rhodophycophyta. What are the characters of this one? Reserve food material is in the form of the starch, and dominant color pigment is the R-phycoerythrin. Then sexual reproduction is oogamous type, that is both the sex organs are the same, we can say that. And well known example is the red algae, that is the Batrachospermum. So Batrachospermum have the such type of the glomerule are found at the nodal structure, and it is microscopic algae, and on this there are the cluster is found there, which is known as the glomerule. Last division, which is the known as Cryptophycophyta. The dominant color pigments are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, alpha and beta carotene, and reserve food material is in the form of starch. In case of this one, the cell wall is totally absent, and two anterior flagella of unequal length, that is flagella are unequal, and example of this one is the Cryptomonads, which is unicellular, and it is having the such type of the structure. So these are the 9 divisions which are classified by Wine and Bold in the algal classification. So thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, have a nice day. Thank you.